Good evening to all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. I hope whiteboard is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the last turn, we have seen the ways of object initialization. So basically, I have discussed two ways of object initialization in previous turn. The one way is by using object reference variable. So with the help of object reference variable, we can initialize the object reference variable, we can initialize the object, or by using setter method, or you can call it as mutator method. We can initialize the object. Initialize the object means initialize all the fields. Okay, all the fields of object. So one way, just create a reference variable and initialize all the fields. Then setter or mutator method, with the help of setter or mutator method, you can set the values of all the fields. The third way that we will discuss today, that is by using constructor. Okay. So now what is constructor and what is the benefit of using constructor in order to initialize object is, so if we define the constructor, so constructor is a block of codes. What is constructor? Constructor is a block of codes that is very similar to method. Just like method, basically constructor is a block of codes. But constructor, the name of constructor is same as the class name. Name of constructor is same as the class name. Okay, class name. So what is the use of constructor? Because constructor is just like a method, but the name of that method is same as the class name. So constructor is used to initialize object. So the question is, we can initialize the object with the help of object reference variable. We can initialize the objects with the help of setter or mutator method. So what is the need of constructor is? Okay, constructor की जरूरत क्यों पड़ रही है? So actually, when the constructor is called, basically constructor is called just like the calling of method, but with the help of new keyword. Okay, with the help of new keyword, or basically new is also an operator, new keyword. So when we call the constructor, so actually at that particular time, memory for the object is allocated. Memory for the object is allocated when the constructor is called. अब ये हो गया कि मेमोरी एलोकेट हो रही है. एलोकेट होने का मतलब क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर कि मेमोरी इज एलोकेटेड एंड initialization of all the fields. Memory for object is allocated and initialization of all fields. So we can say that constructor is used to initialize the object at the time of object creation. Means as soon as the object is created, the values are initialized. Yeah, initialization of all the fields of object is at the time of object creation only. Okay, means if I take just an example, I just like here, suppose there is a class student, and there are two fields, integer age and string name. Suppose string name, there are two fields. So this there are two, suppose this is the class, and so, in the main class, suppose the main class is a test class, suppose here, and main class means in main class there must be a main method where from where actually the program start executing main string arguments. So actually in this main method we create the object. So if I write this, just listen with care. If I write this student s equal to new student, so it's mean an object is created. An object is created here. You can see that this is a constructor calling. Okay, and what is the significance of new keyword? So basically new keyword is used to create dynamic memory in the heap area. And when the constructor is called, but now the question is where actually this constructor is written. If this is a constructor, it means there should be some definition of this constructor, but in this program, there is no such constructor is written by the programmer. And if no constructor is written by the programmer, so Java Virtual Machine provides a default constructor. But the condition is if no constructor is defined by the programmer. If no constructor is defined by the programmer, so in that case, a default constructor is provided. A default constructor is provided. Constructor is provided. Default constructor, a constructor which is having no parameter and no definition. What is default constructor? The default constructor contains no parameter, no argument, parameter, and no definition. No definition part means just like this. Suppose the student is the class name, तो default constructor कैसे बनेगा? Student एक method जैसे होगा, like this only. This is the default constructor. No argument, no definition. Okay. So this is provided by the Java Virtual Machine internally, and when this is called, a default constructor is called, and an object is created in the heap memory area because the default constructor is called, and that object is referred by this reference variable. Okay. So at the time of default constructor calling, an object is created in the heap memory area, and for the age and name, memory is allocated. But it is not initialized, means age is not initialized, name is not initialized. And if age and name value is not given by the programmer, so by default, the value is 0 and null. For the string, the value is by default value is null, and for the integer, the default value is 0. So when the object is not initialized by the programmer, all the fields are initialized with its default value. Fine. Here means after the object creation, if you would like to access age and name, so if you access age.age, so it will give 0, and if you access age.name, it will give null value. So now the question is, how can you initialize this? So in the last lecture, we have seen with the help of setter method, we can set the value of age and name. Okay, means here you need to define a method, and in the method you can set the value of age and name. This is the first way, by setting the setter method or a mutator method. And the another way, with the help of h.age, you can initialize like this. With the help of h.name, you can initialize this. So in this way also, with the help of reference variable, you can also initialize as in name. But in both the cases, first object is created, memory is created, and after that you are going to initialize, because initially object fields are initialized with default values. And after the object creation, you will be able to initialize the field. Okay, this is just the case of default constructor. But here, suppose if you would like to initialize all the field with the help of constructor, how can I initialize the field? So basically at the time of constructor calling, so there is another concept of constructor that is called as parameterized constructor. पैरामीटराइज कंस्ट्रक्टर एक टाइप है कंस्ट्रक्टर का, दैट इज पैरामीटराइज कंस्ट्रक्टर. तो फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्टर इज डिफॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर, अनदर टाइप ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्टर इज पैरामीटराइज्ड कंस्ट्रक्टर. Okay, parameterized constructor means a constructor which is having certain parameter. Okay, means in the case of student class there are two parameters, one is age and another one is name. Suppose there are two parameters, age is of integer type, name is of string type. So if I would like to create parameterized constructor, so what I can do, what I can write, student is the constructor name and there are two parameters. The first parameter is integer type, so integer suppose a, the another parameter is of string type, so suppose string n. So there are two parameters a and n. The first parameter is of integer type, the second parameter is of string type. Fine. And in the definition part of constructor, in the definition part of the constructor, actually the initialization will be done. How? The first parameter is age, so age is initialized by a and name is initialized by n. In this way, whatever you pass as an argument during the constructor calling, so actually that parameters are used to initialize age and name. Okay, at the time of constructor calling. Okay, so this is parameterized constructor. So, and the third type of constructor, so this is the second type of constructor after the default constructor. The third type of constructor is, means after the definition part, I will execute a program. With the help of that, you will be able to understand how the constructor is created and called. The third type of constructor is no argument constructor. No argument constructor. Actually, this type of constructor is similar to default constructor, but you cannot, but both are not exactly same. Similar to default constructor, because default constructor is also a type of no argument constructor. But here, this no argument constructor is provided by the programmer. Provided by programmer. And since in this case there is no argument is there, it means at the time of constructor, actually initialization is not done. Okay. So basically in the no argument constructor, if you would like to execute certain instruction, if you would like to execute certain instruction, in that particular case, we can use no argument constructor. Fine. But Java Virtual Machine actually provides a no argument constructor without any instruction, without any definition part. But in this case, there may be some definition should be there, can be there, should be there. Okay. So we have discussed three types of constructor. First one is default, that is provided by Java Virtual Machine. Another one is parameterized constructor, which is used to initialize the object at the time of constructor calling or object creation. And the third type of constructor is no argument constructor. So I just go to the IDE screen and write a program through which you will be able to understand the constructor logic in a very clear manner. I just stop sharing here and share the programming window. Okay. I think my programming window is there. Is it visible? Programming window is visible or not?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. तो अब कंस्ट्रक्टर का प्रोग्राम लिखते हैं. तो जस्ट आई राइट ए क्लास हियर. Suppose that class name is student test class. That is the main class here. So in this program, first I create a simple student class. So class student. Okay. Duplicate class. I think I have already written any student class. I have already declared student class. So in order to distinguish it, I just write student one. Okay, because वो पहले से लिखी जा चुकी होगी इस पैकेज, मतलब इस जो हमने पैकेज बनाए थे. तो just I write a student one class. Okay. So suppose there are 2 or 3 parameter: integer age, string name. I just write certain parameters, string name. Suppose the third parameter is double CGPA. Okay, double CGPA. So these 3 are the properties of student one. The one way of initialization of age, name, and CGPA, I can write here like a void set data. I can write like this: void set data, and there are 3 parameters. So just write integer a, comma, string s, comma, double CGPA or double C, suppose. Okay. So this is the set data method. In order to set the value of age, name, and CGPA. So age equal to A, name equal to N, and CGPA equal to C. So this is sorry, name equal to S. So this is called the setter or mutator method. We can call this as setter or mutator method. Mutator means जो change करने के लिए है, values को change ही कर रहा, because initially all the values are initialized with default value, and after calling of this set data method, the values are changed to the value which is given by the programmer as a parameter, as a set data parameters. So actually this is mutator method. So this is the one way of the initialization of object. But suppose if I would like to initialize all this field with the help of constructor, so I need to write here, in place of set data, if I write student one, because that is the constructor name, sorry, class name. And here you can see that this is the block of code. This is the constructor, which is just a block of code similar to the method, but the name of constructor is same as class name, student one. And in this way, you can write the parameterized constructor. Now, just listen. Now come to the main class. Come to the main class. The main class is having a main method, public static void main. Sorry, public static void main. Okay. Public static void main, and here the first line is just I create a student class object. So student one, suppose S is equal to new student one. Okay. So here suppose if I write this, so here you can see that an error is generated. Why the error is generated? Because if I remove this line, जो highlighted line दिख रही है, if I remove this line, then in that case there must be no error. If I just comment this, एक को comment करके देख लेते हैं. If I write the comment in student one, Okay, I just comment of student one constructor, so you can see that the error is removed. Why the error is removed? Because if there is no constructor that is provided by the programmer, so in that case a Java virtual machine provides a default constructor. Fine. But if any programmer provides the constructor, any type of constructor, so in that case Java virtual machine doesn't provide any default constructor. So in that case error is generated. So here basically in order to call a constructor, so there a default parameterized constructor is there, and in parameterized constructor there are three values. The first value is of type integer, the second value is of type string, and the third value is of type CGPA. In this way an object is created, and at the time of constructor calling, age, name and CGPA are initialized. So this is the benefit of constructor calling. Okay, and suppose there is another parameter. If I write any another parameter like string, yeah, sorry, suppose double height. There is another parameter, double height. So in this way, this constructor, parameterized constructor, is only able to initialize age, name and CGPA, but height is not initialized. Okay, height is not initialized. So suppose if I would like to initialize height, so how can I initialize the height here? Okay, that means how can I initialize the height? So the height can be initialized with the help of h dot, this particular reference variable. I can initialize the height, suppose 175 centimeter. Okay. So with the help of reference variable, or I can write here a separate function of separate method here in order to defines the height. यहाँ एक अलग से वेरिएबल दे सकते हैं, सॉरी अलग से मेथड एक लिख सकते हैं, but that is actually not recommended. So it is recommended that if I create a constructor like this, student one, ठीक है, काम कर लेते हैं, चारों पैरामीटर दे देते हैं हम. तो इंटीजर a कॉमा स्ट्रिंग s कॉमा डबल suppose c कॉमा डबल h height and set all the values. इसको कॉपी कर लें, and at the last if I write height equal to h, suppose. So here you can see that there are two constructors, parameterized constructors are there. So if in a single class, if there are multiple constructors are there, so this concept is known as constructor overloading. Constructor overloading. So here there are two constructors are there. Okay. So but if I write this, so in this case the first constructor is called, but suppose if I write like this, student s1 equal to 7.5 comma 175, suppose. So in this case, in the second line, in this line, which constructor is called? Actually this constructor is called. So this concept is called as constructor overloading. तो ये एक तरीके से ओवरलोडिंग हो रही है कंस्ट्रक्टर की. Okay. But can you tell me that this approach is okay, or is there any problem in this type of approach? In this particular program, are you satisfied with this logic? You just create a two constructor. Now the question is, if this is the constructor, so why there is a need of this? Why there is a need of the first constructor? Can anyone tell? What is the significance of constructor overloading? ओके सी अभी सिग्निफिकेंस समझ में आएगा. सपोज this is the program which is provided to you. This is a program and this program is provided to you, okay, for the creation of multiple student object with and each student is having the property age, name, CGPA and height. Okay, suppose this program is provided to you on, suppose आज की डेट क्या है, on 25th November 2021. This program is provided to you on 25th of November 2021, and suppose you are a company employee, and if you suppose for any reason if you left from the company and after 1 year if any programmer would like to change in this program, and suppose any change is required, changes like suppose if the new programmer after 1 year would like to add another variable like integer rank of the student, suppose, yeah, integer roll number, suppose this is the extra parameter, okay. एक सेकेंड 1 मिनट. हाँ, okay. Now sorry for interruption. So here after 1 year if the programmer would like to introduce one extra parameter, that is roll number, so what programmer can do? So in that case what programmer can do, either programmer means modified this particular constructor like that, इस constructor को या तो initialize extra parameter लगा दे, just like integer roll number r and modified like this, roll number is equal to r. Either programmer will do like that, or suppose if programmer would not like to touch the earlier programmer code, so what programmer can do, programmer can write an extra constructor. Means programmer can write extra constructor in means overloading of constructor like that. Means sorry, programmer just add another constructor with 4 parameter. Okay, here integer r, just write like this. But again, the thing is okay, but the problem is here the overloading of constructor creates extra overhead in terms of number of lines of code. So what a smart programmer can do in that particular case? Can anyone tell क्या programmer को करना चाहिए इस केस के लिए? बीच में कोई नए पैरामीटर्स ऐड करने हो, if programmer would like to add extra parameters, so for extra parameter constructor definition should be revised. So this is the first choice, constructor, revise the constructor definition. So here what programmer can do, programmer just utilize the already written constructor here and write a constructor with only a single parameter. जो पैरामीटर आपको इनिशियलाइज करना सिर्फ उसके लिए करिए, सभी के लिए मत करिए. इंटीजर आर, अगर आपको मॉडिफाइड या अलग से पूरा कंस्ट्रक्टर नहीं डिजाइन कर. इफ आई राइट लाइक दिस, student 1 equal to integer r. Okay, so in this case a separate parameter is a separate constructor is created with only a single parameter, and if suppose for this particular program I just remove this, so here you can see that there are only 2 constructor. One constructor is having how much parameter? 4 parameter. The second constructor is only having a single parameter which is designed for roll number. So what programmer can do, if programmer call this particular line student x1 equal to new student 10 Amit 7.5 175, so this particular constructor is called. Okay, अगर हम हमको ऐसा करना है कि at the time of this parameterized constructor the value of roll number should also be initialized. So for that case we need to call this constructor, but at a time only one constructor can be called. At a time only one constructor can be called, क्योंकि उसके लिए फिर अलग से लिखना पड़ेगा दूसरा कंस्ट्रक्टर की स्टूडेंट s1 या s1 equal to new student and just pass a parameter. So what we can do here, we can call the current separate constructor with the help of this keyword. Means if I write suppose this and the roll number is suppose 202045. Okay, if I write this, so in this case this parameterized constructor is called, and after the calling of this constructor the control flow goes from this line to this line and the value of roll number is initialized, and after that the value of age, name, CGPA and height is initialized. So here you can see that this particular line, what is this keyword? We will discuss this keyword tomorrow, but for this particular program actually this keyword is used to call the current class constructor. It is used to call current class constructor. And what is this? This is a reference variable actually, constructor. This is used to refer current object or current class. This is basically used to refer current class object actually. So here when I call, we would like to call the current class constructor, so you can use directly this keyword in place of student 1. Okay, if I write this one, so just pass a parameter, so actually this particular constructor is called, which is having a single parameter, and this constructor is written in the first line. The rule is this must be the first, this constructor must be the first line. This constructor must be the first line of, first line of constructor. इस कंस्ट्रक्टर की पैरामीटराइज कंस्ट्रक्टर की फर्स्ट लाइन होना जरूरी है. व्हाई एक्चुअली दिस इज द फर्स्ट लाइन? बिकॉज कंस्ट्रक्टर मेमोरी इज एलोकेटेड या memory of object is created at the time of constructor calling. So when the constructor is called, so memory for object is created, and because the object is having 5 parameters, so and since there are only 4 parameters are there and 1 parameter is also required, तो पहले इस पैरामीटर को मेमोरी के लिए क्रिएट करना ही है, तो यहाँ पर पहले कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल होगा. अदरवाइज द फ्लो इज ब्रेक्ड. व्हाई द फ्लो इज ब्रेक्ड? सपोज इफ आई राइट दिस लाइन, इसको यहाँ से हटा के नीचे लिख देते हैं. इफ आई राइट लाइक दिस, एक्चुअली एरर इज जनरेटेड बिकॉज initially this constructor is called, and then during the constructor calling only there are 4 parameters are there. The object memory cannot be created here. So in order to create proper object memory and initialization, we need to put this constructor like this. Okay, so this is the significance of this constructor. We will discuss again tomorrow the significance of this keyword. Okay, so this is the case. And another thing is okay, suppose एक कंस्ट्रक्टर ले लेते हैं 4 ही पैरामीटर का. सब आई जस्ट रिमूव द रोल नंबर लाइन. तो देयर आर 4 a constructor या in class, sorry, student class which is having 4 parameter, a constructor which is having 4 argument. No problem, fine. Now the thing is, what should be the return type of this constructor? Because constructor is just like the method, so constructor name must be the same as class name. This is the thumb rule. Constructor name must be the same as its class name. The another thumb rule is constructor must have no explicit return type. Constructor must have no explicit return type. It must have no explicit return type. So here no explicit. Why we write here explicit? क्यों बोल रहे हैं no explicit return type? इसका मतलब implicitly कोई ना कोई कुछ return करता है. What actually constructor implicitly return? Can anyone tell? What is the implicit return type of constructor? What actually constructor implicitly returns? Because in the constructor definition there is no explicit return type. Explicit means जो programmer खुद से लिखता है. If I write here integer, void, float, any. If I write integer, so this is the explicit return type. But in the case of constructor, no explicit return type, because constructor always create an object. Actually, implicitly, constructor will return an object instance of student one class. So implicitly, it return an object. Okay, it return an object means here if you call the constructor, actually this will return an object that is referred by S1. That object is referred by S1 here in this example. So the second rule, first rule is constructor name must be the same as class name. The second rule is constructor must have no explicit return type. Okay, and the third one is, third rule of constructor is access specified पे आते हैं. Can a constructor is private? Can we declare the logic is, can we declare a constructor as private? Can we declare a constructor as private? If I declare constructor like this, private student one, no problem. We can declare constructor as private. But if I declare a constructor as private, so in this case, we need to call, means we need to declare here, because this is private constructor, it means it can be called within the same class only. So here I just removed another class, and the class is only student1, and this is the private constructor, and the main method is also the part of student1 class. ये जो main method अभी तक main class का part था, now this main method is also the part of student1 class, and in the main method now you can be able to call this student1, that is a private constructor. Okay, but the problem is this means this, the private constructor, if you declare any constructor as private, so you can call the constructor within the class only. तो एडवांटेज तो खत्म हो गया ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड का, मीन्स अगर उसी क्लास के अंदर ही उस क्लास के ऑब्जेक्ट को बना सकते हो तो फायदा क्या हुआ, क्लास के बाहर बना के यूज कर सकते हो तब तो फायदा है. देयर इज नो सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ क्रिएटिंग ऑब्जेक्ट विद इन द क्लास ओनली, because in object oriented programming basically various classes are provided to you in order to do the programming, like basically scanner class. Suppose scanner class, so you can basically use scanner class, you can create the scanner class objects from anywhere. Okay, so but if the scanner class constructor is suppose private, so you will be not be able to create object of scanner class or any public class. तो ये problem है. So there is no significance of creating private constructor here. Okay, but actually in object oriented programming there is a significance of private constructor. There is a case, I just stop sharing and again share the board. In object oriented programming there is one place where actually the private constructor is used. एक जगह है जहां प्राइवेट कंस्ट्रक्टर यूज होता है, कहीं कोई बता सकता है? Can anyone tell where actually the private constructor can be used? Can anyone tell? आशीष, दिव्यांश, आशीष, निषाद, आशीष आवाज नहीं आ रही. गगन गुप्ता, गगन, okay, गगन are not hearing. लोकेश कुमार.
Yes sir. Excuse me sir. Sir.
कहाँ चले गए थे भाई?
Sir दिव्यांश नारायण present sir.
दिव्यांश
नारायण सर.
दिव्यांश नारायण, हाँ, क्या डिस्कस हो रहा था दिव्यांश?
नहीं सर, सो नहीं रहा था सर, वो माइक ऑन ऑफ हो रहा था बार बार अपने आप ही.
अच्छा, तो बताओ कंस्ट्रक्टर प्राइवेट हो सकता है? कैन वी डिक्लेयर कंस्ट्रक्टर एज ए प्राइवेट कंस्ट्रक्टर? माइक ऑफ हो गया फिर. लोकेश कुमार.
यस सर. यस सर.
आप बताइए.
Yes sir, we can declare constructor as a private.
What is the significance of that?
Sir,
अच्छा हमने कितने तरीके के, अच्छा हाँ बताओ. हाँ, if you declare.
Sir, if we declare a constructor as a private, then I think we did not able to create object of class.
Object of class within the class तो कर सकते हैं ना. Means if we declare the constructor as private, तो within the class we can create the object or not? उस क्लास के अंदर तो कर सकते हैं, कि उसके अंदर भी नहीं कर सकते?
Sir, within the class we can create.
Within the class you can create.
Yes, sir.
ओके सी, देखो और कोई बताएगा? करके देखते हैं, इन्होंने कहा कि कर सकते हैं, एक बार करके देख लेते हैं। देखो उसमें भी थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम आएगी, हालांकि वो दूर हो जाएगी। यस सी, okay, this is the private constructor, no problem. So if I write student s1 equal to new student, this it means the constructor is created, sorry, means object is created here. Okay, fine. But the problem is there is no significance of creating any object within the class only. Means यहाँ क्लास का देखो स्कोप खत्म हो रहा है यहाँ पर, और क्लास का स्कोप शुरू हो रहा है यहाँ पर। देयर इज ओनली अ सिंगल क्लास स्टूडेंट वन, तो आई जस्ट क्रिएट द स्टूडेंट वन ऑब्जेक्ट विद इन द क्लास ओनली, सो देयर इज नो सिग्निफिकेंस। तो ऐसा नहीं करेंगे, तो आई जस्ट राइट ए सेपरेट क्लास, just write a separate class like class student test। फिर उसी पे आते हैं, student test। okay, now if the class if the class if suppose there are two class, the first class is student one class which is having a private constructor, the another class is the main class which is having a main method. Now the problem is from the main class, if you would like to call student one class constructor, so you cannot be able to access the private constructor. Okay, you cannot be able to access the private constructor. अब बताओ, how can you be able to access the private constructor outside of the class? No, because there is no provision, because if you declare any member as private member, you will be not be able to access that particular member outside of the class. Class के बाहर नहीं access कर सकते. But the rule is if any member की बात जो हम करते हैं, if any member means either method or member means either all the field like name, age, height and CGPA. So here member, I am talking about the member that is method, constructor here. Basically constructor is also a member of the class, constructor is also a member of the class. And suppose if this is a private member, so in order to access the private member in the class, we should declare a public method, because from the public method we can access the private members, private variables. Similarly here, in order to access the private constructor, if I declare a public method, suppose public and suppose instance method, in order to create the, suppose if I write a method public instance method, what is the problem? Invalid method declaration, return type भी कुछ होगा, suppose void is the return type. So public void instance method, any method you can declare any type of method. Suppose public void क्या कहते हैं, in order to access the constructor you can declare any means public method by any user defined name. Suppose this is instance method, because private constructor is called in order to create object. So instance method means this method is used to create the instance. Okay, and now from this method we can be able to call this particular constructor. If I write here like this, student one s is equal to new student one. Okay, if I write this student one, what is the problem here? क्या problem है? What is the problem? Can anyone tell what is the problem here? Okay, the problem, कोई problem बताए, what is the problem here? What is the problem? Means if I write here student 1 s1 suppose equal to new student, problem तो है. What is the problem? Just tell me the problem. That is very important here. The problem is, आप लोग देखो सही से देख नहीं रहे हो. The problem is actually when I call the default constructor, actually there is no any default constructor is there. There is no any default constructor because there is already a parameterized constructor is there. So if there is any constructor is provided by the programmer, so you cannot call the default constructor like this, because default constructor is only provided when there is no parameterized constructor or no any constructor is there. Okay, कोई कंस्ट्रक्टर अगर यहाँ पर पहले से प्रोग्रामर डिक्लेयर करके रखा है तो आप नो पैरामीटर मींस डिफॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर नहीं क्रिएट कर सकते हो. तो इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस, इफ इन ऑर्डर टू अवॉइड दिस प्रॉब्लम, एक अपने से आप एज ए प्रोग्रामर यहाँ पर कंस्ट्रक्टर लिख डालो, एनी कंस्ट्रक्टर like this. So in this way basically the error is removed. Okay, error is removed. Fine. Or suppose if अगर पैरामीटराइज कंस्ट्रक्टर डायरेक्टली कॉल करना हो तो यहाँ पर अगर हम इस तरीके से लिख देते हैं 10 अमित and the third point is CGPA, that is suppose 7.5 comma height is suppose 175. Okay, so in this way also basically you will be able to access the private constructor. And now here this is the instance method that is public in nature. So here in order to create the object of student1 class, because there is a private constructor, you cannot write here like this. So what you will do, you will first call the instance method, but now the problem is you cannot create the, how can you access this particular instance method? Because this is, in order to access this instance method, you need to create object only, and you cannot create the object because there is only one constructor that is private in nature. और default constructor अभी तो आपने create कर लिया तो object create कर सकते हो. Okay, suppose if I write like here student 1 s equal to new student 1. Okay, student 1. So with the help of s dot get instance method, sorry, instance method is there. If I call the instance method, so instance method is called, and within the instance method this particular constructor can be called. But suppose अगर ये default constructor भी ना होता, the problem is you cannot be able to create like this student s1 equal to this and this. In that particular case, in order to call instance method without creating the object of a class, we need to declare this instance method as static. If I declare this particular method as static, now instance method can be called with the help of class itself. Means instance method can be called with the help of class itself, and in this way instance method is called, and when instance method is called, a parameterized constructor can be called which is declared as private. So basically this is how basically private constructor can be used, but this एक तरीके से जुगाड़ टेक्निक हो रही है किसी तरीके से करने के लिए, बट इसका सिग्निफिकेंस कहाँ पर होता है? I will tell you the application of private constructor there is an application of private constructor is actually in the advanced Java programming. There are certain design patterns are there. Okay, certain design patterns. वो आपको डिटेल में तो नहीं बताया जाएगा, जहां जहां जरूरत पड़ेगी हम बताएंगे. डिजाइन पैटर्न्स, basically object oriented programming based software engineer uses certain design pattern in order to do the object oriented programming. So there is a design pattern that is very popular, that is singleton design pattern. So this singleton design pattern basically uses the private constructor. What is singleton design pattern? So basically singleton design pattern ensure that there should be only one object of a class. There should be only one object. Means आपको ये लगाना हो कि ये हमने क्लास बना के दे दी, अब इसका सिर्फ एक ही ऑब्जेक्ट बन सकता है, एक से ज्यादा नहीं बन सकता है. एक से ज्यादा ऑब्जेक्ट आप नहीं क्रिएट कर सकते, ये रिस्ट्रिक्शन लगा के रखना है. तो इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस प्राइवेट कंस्ट्रक्टर कैन बी यूज. तो देयर शुड बी, ये आप लोग खुद देखिएगा, पहले प्रॉब्लम होगी तो बताएंगे. देयर शुड बी ओनली वन इंस्टेंस ऑफ क्लास in order to create a restriction of object creation. Means if I create a class और हमने कह दिया अब इसका एक ही ऑब्जेक्ट बनेगा, उसके बाद the second object cannot be created. एक ऑब्जेक्ट बन गया, then you cannot create another object. In that particular case, private constructor can be used. Okay. So this is the significance of private constructor. So we have discussed today. We have discussed different types of constructor and how basically you can call the constructor, how constructor overloading is there. And in the next turn, we will discuss about the this keyword and its application. This keyword and its application or uses of this keyword. Okay. So is there any question? You may ask the question.
Sir, can you share this notebook with us?
Yeah, I can share this notebook. Means on every 15 days I will share that. Okay. I think I have already shared in the team.
It is not visible. Sir, it is not.
So Aja, have you created any Google group?
Means Google Doc group.
नहीं, Google Doc नहीं, document group नहीं, एक Google group मेल के लिए होता है ना. Is there any Google group is there for second year CS student? Google group जिस पे हम डायरेक्टली कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन या मेल या डॉक्यूमेंट्स भेज सके, या हमने इसी टीम पे शायद अपलोड किया है. I have uploaded it. I just share my screen and show you. Open desktop screen, entire screen. Just see in the team. Here in the file portion, I have uploaded Oops Lab PPT notes till 22 November, but this is basically for section A and B. Okay, here I think it is visible in the files. I think notes till 22 November for section A and B. आप लोगों के भी section का हम share कर देंगे, ठीक है? Okay.
Thank you, sir.